Hello and welcome back to Emberclaw Industrial Dawn and of course to RimWorld. Where we last left off, we got our walls up and running, we got a pen built with a couple of pigs in it. We're going to have to figure out some way to feed them relatively soon, and we also got our production room up and running. We are still working our way through microelectronics, and we are going to take a little pit stop at biofuel refining so that we can actually build some shells for the mortar we have up here. I would like to get beer production up and running this episode, potentially do some research into the Emberclaw Clan pint glass. But I say we just get started. And the first thing that I want to get started with is our research building, because we are about to have the research bench unlocked, so we should probably figure out somewhere better to put it. Now, I am going to expand this out by 2, just because I think everything is going to fit a little bit better. And I believe this is an odd number. Perfect. So we do have a center to this room, which is absolutely fantastic. We are then going to make sure to run power and lighting in here as well, because that is very, very important. And then we can go ahead and move our existing research benches over here, as well as build our new one, which is going to be absolutely amazing. We should also get our first harvest of Devil Strand today and get our colonists equipped with a little bit better clothes. I'm not 100% sure what happened over here, but our ambrosia is no more. So we are going to delete those zones, pretend they never existed in the first place, and call it a day there. We are also going to make sure our laboratory, as well as the rest of our production room, are officially inside. And I had some thoughts about our brewery setup as well. I'm thinking it's probably better off being over here because, you know, it's close to our chlorops. That way we don't have to haul everything down here and make that giant trip. I'm also thinking we may have not quite left enough room for our corn. So to deal with that, yeah, everything's kind of just in a little bit of an annoying spot. I think I'm going to shrink this zone down to say there, and then shrink this zone down to say there. Expand this zone back out on this side, so that will now be cotton, and then expand our corn crops over just a little bit further, so they should hopefully give us a little bit more food. Of course, we will get food from our pen eventually as well, but that is going to take some time. With that all being said, I'm going to let them build this up and then we can start working on our research room. So we'll come back in a little bit. And we have a heat wave. Absolutely fantastic. I think we have enough cooling to deal with that. This room might struggle a little bit. So I'll tell you what. I will go ahead and add another cooler into here. This room should be fine. We have 4 coolers running at the moment, and this is actually something I wanted to show you. Building extra coolers isn't necessarily a bad idea. This one is currently only using 20 watts because we do have 4 in here. These 2 are using 200, and this one will probably switch between using 20 and 200. But when we get a thing like a heat wave, they'll all kick on and it will be absolutely okay. So that is what's going on there. I will build an extra one here, and I will make sure that Dragon actually prioritizes that just so that things don't get too hot. This room might also get a little bit hot, but I think it'll be okay, I think. Throne is currently not usable because they do deconstruct the wall, and that should be okay. Speaking of, nothing at all. I did install 2 new mods. We have better message placement and smarter deconstruction and mining, just because I like both of them. The message placement one moves the messages down here so they don't intrude over the colonists' icons. And smarter deconstruction and mining just means they will get trapped less often. They won't collapse roofs on top of themselves, all of that good stuff. Dragon has officially finished that. It is currently 46 degrees in here because outside it is 51. And we have a wanderer who wants to join. Nico has arrived and wants to join the colony. She is willing to contribute, but are you going to be good? I'm going to accept you because we desperately need more pawns, but let's have a quick look. You are ugly, but I don't care because you have 11 skill in crafting. And you have some animal skill, which will also be fantastic. You are a very welcome addition to our colony. Let's go ahead and give you a proper name. This is going to be Reefing Medic. thank you so very much for being a Golden Panda member or above. If you guys would like your name in the clan, go ahead and join as a Golden Panda member or above. But that is going to be great. You do have a bite scar on your right leg, but that's not a big deal. It is also nice that Medic this time is female again. I should be able to remember that this time. I am going to drag them over here. We just need to remember that Medic is not good at medicine. So let me go ahead and sort out their priorities, their schedule and all that, and we'll come back in a little bit. Okay, so I adjusted everyone's priorities. I wanted to make hauling, delivering, and cleaning a little bit higher just because we are about to have a whole bunch of crops that need to be dealt with. So I made everyone's main job priority 3, and then they do delivering, hauling, and cleaning, and then they can do pretty much anything they want after that. I am also going to assign Matthew to researching. They are level 4, but that should be okay. They'll really barely ever do it, so I think that is going to be absolutely okay. That should be priority 5, please. That should be priority 6, and that should be good. As for their schedule, Medic, I do not believe, was a night owl. They are not, so they get the same schedule as everybody else. That will be absolutely fantastic. And in terms of what they came in with, Medic has... Okay, it's not going to tell me because this UI is a little bit broken. You can see it down here. It's trying to show up. But yeah, I can't actually see it. So let's actually go into their inventory instead. Poor, poor, and poor, but they're not tattered and they are not, you know, bad. In terms of whether I want you shooting or melee, I probably will keep you as a backup melee pawn. You're not really great at either, so I will keep that in mind. But if we can go ahead and give you more clothes, I would like to. We don't have any available to us right now. We also don't have any equipment available to us right now, so that is what it is. Is that actually the case? No, we have a whole bunch of stuff. Why can't I see it all here? Do I have a filter on somewhere? No? Okay, this is just a little bit broken. I don't know what broke that. It was working beautifully before. I guess I'll leave it for a little bit and see if it fixes itself, but yeah, that's weird. We do have a pump shotgun. We have a helmet. I mean, they'll equip themselves with some of that stuff. I think it'll be okay. For now, I'm just going to let them continue on with that. They should go ahead and grab this bed, assign that there, and we can move on with our day, get this up and running. Okay, it would appear that one of my mods is affecting something negatively, and I don't know which one it is, but Layfield is just standing around doing absolutely nothing. If I draft and undraft, they don't stop doing that, so that is fun. We also should probably go ahead and get some recreation in here at some point. Currently, all we're using is the steel horseshoe pin, which is definitely not what we want to have happen. We do have a trader up here, though. We will go ahead and see what they've got, because they might have something worthwhile. Poor health, that's okay. I don't really care that much. And yeah, nothing I really want, but I can get rid of a bunch of my junk that I do not need. Auto pistol poor, I will get rid of. I'll keep the normal pump shotgun for the moment. Anything we're not really using, I will sell. I would sell the psychic foil helmet, but I don't really want to buy anything off them, and they don't have the money for it, so we're going to keep that. Steel symbol helmet can be sold. That can be sold. Poor, poor. Anything poor can be sold. And I will give them a free bird skin t-shirt because, well, actually, that's worth $39. I'm going to hang on to that. And that should be okay. They're going to give us 237 of their 238 silver. Call that good. And see if maybe trading there fixed this. Yeah, it seems to. I don't know what happened there. Medic. Honestly, take the pump shotgun. It's going to be better than the knife. You're not really good at either. I'm happier having you be at range. And then in terms of other things, we could potentially give you a better button-down shirt, but that is about it. That is equipped. Let's go ahead and give you that button-down shirt. You'll be a little bit happier in that. Again, we're going to be building Devil Strand stuff really, really soon anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But I will let them continue on for the moment. Never mind. And this room is now finished. Once we get these coolers up and running. Any second now. Come on, dragon. There you go. Let's get these moved over. So I would like one there. I'm actually going to deconstruct this one and build another one out of steel just because I would like these to look the same. And then we'll just move those chairs over, and this will officially be our laboratory. Now, we don't really have a good option for sterile tiles right now, but we can at the very least go ahead and throw down a steel floor, which is a little bit cleaner than anything else. So that should be good. And then as soon as they finish this research, we'll get the advanced bench in here, which should also be fantastic. We have a flash storm, but they'll manage to put out any fires that potentially causes. So we will come back in a little bit. Microelectronics is finished. After that, we are going to go for biofuel refining. I think that is going to be a fantastic next choice. I did take the liberty of going ahead and adding some recreation in here as well. So we've got the wooden billiards table, wooden poker table, and a couple of chessboards for them to use. They should get built up nice and quickly. But in the meantime, I would like to go into production, grab myself our steel high-tech research bench. That is going to cost us 250 steel and 10 components. And that is going to live a little bit off center for the moment. And that is just because we will eventually have a microanalyzer right next to it. So this is symmetrical. It's just not symmetrical yet. I'll let them work on that, and we will come back in a little bit. Al's trying to escape, but we're not going to let him go anywhere. Dragon is going to get drafted, and we'll get Dragon to take down Al. Which shouldn't be too much of a problem because Al isn't wearing anything. Dragon has a knife. So, yeah, I know. You do the math. Dragon might take a couple of bruises here, but overall they should be absolutely fine. I'm just hoping we don't kill Al. That is a potential possibility. I really don't want that to happen. But no, we do just manage to take them down. So I'll go ahead and undraft Dragon, capture Al, and I will get one of our best medics, which is going to be either Layfield or Marchment, to come in and take care of them. Now, you're running somewhere else. Layfield's all the way over here. Where is Marchment? Oh, you're right there. I will get Marchment to come in here. I'll say clean, but I'm going to change that in just a second. Prioritize tending, and that should be good. For some reason, they grab the medicine out of here rather than the other side, but I think if they're already in this room, they will grab it from the correct side. I don't quite understand why that is the case. Bleeding out in 2 hours, but you should be absolutely fine. I will go ahead and add a bill to do a blood transfusion on you. We can get a little bit of a medical training and you'll recover a little bit quicker, which I think is a good thing. One more thing that I wanted to do before we get further into the time lapse is add a little bit of an upgrade to our kill box over here. And I want to do that in the form of spikes. Now, I'm going to use steel spikes, and I am going to lay these anywhere where there is ground. And that way, people don't like to walk slowly. So they will go from here over to here in an attempt to walk faster. But if we can throw some traps down, they will walk into them and they will go down. So I think that is going to be a fantastic addition to our quote-unquote kill box. And at this point, I will let them continue on building this out and doing our research. We have an opportunity for the Pulse of the Clan, but first we need to deal with this raid that is coming in. Now, they are all melee, so our kill box should work as intended. And there really aren't that many of them. Have we built any of these traps yet? We built some. I honestly predict, as long as these guys aren't Neanderthals, that we don't even need to be up here for this. So I'm going to let them come in. I will go ahead and make sure everyone is in a safe area first though, which we need to set up. So let's go for manage areas. We're going to create a new area called safe. I am going to expand said area, and this is going to be from this corner to, I think it's there. I was so close. One off. Right underneath that dandelion. Right there is where it should be. Perfect. We'll make that square filled, circle filled in, and that is our official safe zone. And of course, we need to make sure that is actually assigned. Ruben needs to come back inside, but these guys are going to take a little bit to come in anyway. And just to show you how confident I am on this, let's start our Pulse of the Clan. 90% expected quality. Let's start that up and see how these guys go against our traps. I have a feeling they are all going to be taken out. You can see them zigzagging between the land. They are starting their assault. One's down, another down, and they are fleeing. So yeah, we really didn't have to do anything at all there. Unfortunately, neither of them are alive. Oh, actually, we have some more. I did not see these guys. All right, so it looks like we have 3 more. We do have enough traps to deal with that. So we should be fine to just leave them be. We had an unforgettable Pulse of the Clan. Absolutely amazing. Everyone gets a plus 16 mood for 6 days. And we get 2 development points, as well as 20 goodwill with the Wege Alliance. Fantastic. All right, I'm going to let them continue on. These guys should pretty much just come in here and kill themselves. And we can move on with our day. Perfect. They are now fleeing. Again, we didn't get to capture either of them, but that is what it is. All right, already this number of pigs is too many for this pen. And I was actually thinking about it a little bit. I think we can put down some fridges over here, and we can use this as a hay growing stockpile. Have the hay go into the fridges so it's fresh forever. The animals can then eat that. And then with that done, we can actually, shrink this pen down to about that size so that we don't have to walk all the way over here to get that done. So let's go ahead and set up a growing zone in here. I'm going to start it from there. We'll go all the way over, all the way across, and let's just get as much fertile soil as we possibly can in this section here. Now, this is probably overkill, but eventually we're going to have way more animals because, the game can actually run with way more animals now. This is going to be assigned to hay grass. I'm going to have that priority low, just so that they get the rest of it done first. And that should be absolutely fantastic. And then I would like to grab myself temperature, double chest fridge, and I'm going to throw one. I'm just going to put the 1 in for now. We do need to make sure that we roof it. Otherwise, it will blow up. For right now, let's go ahead and do something like probably just that. I will eventually have another one in here, so I may as well roof that just so that I don't forget. And I might even go ahead and add another one in here and another one in here. So that would be there and there, I believe, is where I want my roof to be. And that should be fantastic. They should get started planting on that. These animals should be okay in the short term, I hope. If not, we might have to move some of this kibble into here so that they can eat that. But I think we'll be okay. All right, biofuel is finished. We can go ahead and set that up nice and quickly here. I'm going to throw the biofuel refinery here, I guess. We could also throw it up here. Does it really matter either way? Not really. Let's go ahead. Well, actually, I think I would like it over here because this is where some of my wood is. We can potentially grow some biofuel related crops down here. I think I would like it in here. That is going to mean this is going to get relocated over to here. I will relocate the chair back one because we're not actually using this yet. I can use this chair as our biofuel thing. So as soon as someone comes in here and moves those, we can grab our biofuel refinery, throw that down there, and as soon as that's built, figure out what we actually want to use to fuel it. Now, I don't think we're going to have enough corn left over to be able to do that, but we might. It'll be close. The question is, do we want to use that or not? Or do we just go with wood, which we currently have none of, and we should probably cut some more down. So probably not wood. Let's go ahead and get that. Okay, you're going to be upset if that happens, and I imagine that is medic. That is unfortunate. Disliked xenotype, tons of... Okay. Tree felled. Okay. Alright, medic is currently at 87% certainty. Layfield must be getting close. 47, really? How long until we can do this? Available in 8 hours. We'll do it at the actual ceremony. Let's jump into my mod settings real quick. Go to keep converting, and I want to say skip convert if conversion ritual is ready, just so that I don't miss it. And that way, hopefully we can convert these guys just that little bit quicker. Everyone is currently idle. That's because they are not allowed outside. Let's go ahead and change that and figure out what our next research project is going to be. Now, we already unlocked beer brewing, which is fantastic. Drug production is something that I definitely want, but I'm wondering whether or not we should just go straight into the multi-analyzer, into fabrication, so that we can get some more components to use for precision rifling. Or do we just go for precision rifling, focus on the beer production, and buy our components? Maybe that's the way to go. Let's go for blowback, gas, and then precision rifling. I think that's going to be the best bet for now. We have some people arriving in transport pods. I don't know how many that is going to be. And I don't think any of them are landing inside our walls. Just quickly, I'm going to make sure everyone comes back inside. Marchment is currently out. Okay. I did not think about that. Let's go for clear allowed area. Safe. You are not allowed in this little cave, please. Please do not end up in there. Is there anywhere else that is going to happen? No, I think that is the only spot. Marchment, can you please be drafted and undropped? Okay, there is another spot. Clear allowed area, safe. You are not allowed in there either. Marchment, let's just draft you and get you inside, please. Where are all these enemies? Okay, some down there, some up there, some over there. We have 6 enemies. They are Yiddikin. Okay, that should be okay. I think, again, our traps might just deal with them. I'll let at least a couple of them get a little bit close, see how our traps do against them, and if they do good, we can probably just move on. Alright, we have a couple fleeing. We still have a couple enemies coming in. That's okay. We should have more than enough traps to deal with these guys. Hopefully we actually knock someone down and we can take a prisoner that we potentially actually want to recruit. Would be fantastic. Alright, in you come. You are down and you should be taken out by these guys. Perfect. No more enemies on the map. Unfortunately, everyone did die. Let's go ahead and unforbid all of their items. What do we got? Bio-coated pump shotgun, machine pistol, and an auto pistol. Nothing we particularly want. What have we got in here? A group of poor travelers are approaching. They want 37 herbal medicine. Can we spare 37 herbal medicine? We probably could. Do we want to, though? Do we want to? I also... Okay, so this is a weird thing. If we have aligned plants on, this won't grow any crops in this section. So let's go ahead and shrink this zone down a little bit. Expand this one out. That way we can cut down that singular tree and get a whole bunch more heal root in there. I think that is going to be the best play. Again, don't forget to unrestrict everyone's movement and undraft Marchment because I completely forgot about you. We have a mad emu. Again, though, we should just be able to go, everyone come inside. Emu should... Okay, emu is wandering. Come on, emu. Come on. There you go. Emu is down. Fantastic. I love traps. I love traps so very much. Okay, you got hurt by something. I don't know what happened. Rods apparently hurt you? Where is Grods? And that wasn't me. Why are you mad at me now? Okay, you're leaving, sure. I don't know what happened there, but it is what it is. Our biofuel refinery is officially up and running, and I would like to start making this as soon as possible. I'm going to say do until you have, let's say 150, and I am going to make this out of organics, and for right now, I am going to use corn. That may be a bad idea. It may end up biting me in the butt, but we do have all this fertile land up here. If we need to grow more corn, we absolutely can. Speaking of growing more things, I would like to go ahead and get a bridge up here probably. Let's go a bridge there. And then this room down here is probably going to have its door there. No. Where do I want this room to be? So I need some space, not a ton. We did something like that. That is ugly. Let's go one more. Cancel these. And then we can throw our door in there. Have fermenting barrels down this way. How big is that? That is 9. So we can have like 8 fermenting barrels and then a door into the fridge. That makes sense to me. And then I think I would also like to grab myself 2 double chest fridges, throw them down there and there. This first one is going to be priority important, clear all, and this is going to be for hops. That can go in there. And then this one is going to be priority important, clear all, and this is going to be our wort. That is the plan. We'll go into production, grab ourselves some fermenting barrels, and I'll probably line it up with that doorway so we can do something like so. Throw in another door there and another door there, and that should be fantastic. We will, of course, need to grab ourselves an air conditioner for this room as well, and also grab ourselves some power conduits. Very, very important. Make sure that we actually connect these up. Now, there is going to be a wall here, so I'm going to do this without hidden ones and call that good. That is going to be our beer production room. I would also love to have another bridge going straight across here, and this is where I'm going to set up my production of hops. So I don't think this needs to be super large. Honestly, that's probably more than enough. Let's go out one more just because I want it to be, well, that's 3. Yeah, that's 3. That is going to be our hop field. That is going to be 4 hops, and that is 54 hops. This is probably too many fermenting barrels, but, you know, I'm sure it'll be fine. I will let them get to work on all of that, and we'll come back in a little bit. All right, and remember when I said I was going to do the stop converting automatically and use the ritual spot instead? Totally forgot about it. So we are going to begin a conversion ritual on Layfield. 68% chance of being good. It could be bad, but we need to get these guys converted as soon as possible, especially Medic over here with all of this tree thing. I don't like that. He's also a dislikes xenotype. He doesn't like that. That was terrible, and his certainty went up. So fantastic. I think once this is complete, we will have to go ahead and build our ideology room. I am preparing for that a little bit by deconstructing this monument that we had here. But yeah, we need to get everyone converted nice and quickly, please. And Al really just doesn't want to stay in this prison. I am going to use Dragon again to try and deal with this because, you know, I don't really want to shoot at him because that has more of a chance of getting them killed. But Dragon should, in theory, be able to deal with this relatively quickly. They are now down. Undraft, capture, and get someone in Layfield. Please go ahead and prioritize tending to them. Absolutely amazing. All right, and there is our little brewery. So last thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and make what I'm going to say do until you have like 200. You probably never get that many, but you know, it is what it is. Hop plants are officially growing. Our bridges are coming along nicely. They are now finished. So I think it is time to go ahead and plan out our ideology room. So I'm going to leave a gap of 3. I would like more mortars along here. Let me just jump into my planning real quick. In terms of planning, I have a mortar there. That is 3. Let's go 3 gap again. Mortar there. 1, 2, 3. Mortar there. 3 mortars should, in theory, be enough. And then our ideology room can leave another gap of 3 and be in here somewhere. We do something 1, 2, 3, like so. That is 9, so that's an odd number. That is 21. That is an odd number. Let's go up 13 and bring that back down, and that will be our ideology room. That seems kind of excessive, if you ask me. Maybe we can bring this over so this still has a gap of 3. And maybe we just do a like nice long square room. I kind of want the ideology room to be a little bit interesting. So I think I will leave it at that. We'll have a door down here. I think just the one door is going to be fine for this room. Yeah, and once they've built that, we'll figure out how we want to decorate the inside. The ideology room is built. I believe everything is nice and even in here. We do, however, need to decide on a floor. And while I like the idea of having planks, we really don't have that much wood. We only have 407. If we went for this, could we actually afford it? Larger floor, yeah, that's going to need like 700. So that's probably not it. Instead, I think I will use this rural tile again. I'm going to build that out of slate and that can fill that entire room. Once that is done, we'll come back and furnish. A trader from the Netro Treaty has come past. We're selling all of our junk, grabbing some wood in return. They don't really have anything else I'm particularly interested in. We could go for a cow and a bull, but we don't have the infrastructure to handle it just yet. Maybe later on, but for now, I think that's a pretty good trade. We are losing like 10 bucks from this, but we will get a bunch of silver in return. I would like to proceed. That is going to give us 2 reputation with them. I could have gifted it, but I don't think it would have made that much of a difference. I'm happy with that trade. It also looks like the first of our Devil Strand has been harvested, which is absolutely amazing. I am going to immediately switch all of these to be made from Devil Strand instead, as well as go ahead and queue up the Duster if I can find it. This is going to be do until we have 2. Do not count equipped. That should be 51% or above. Normal to legendary quality. Only allowed ingredients. Clear all and Devil Strand. Absolutely amazing. They should get started working on that. That is Medic's job. And yeah, I think having Devil Strand as clothing is going to be a huge improvement. We also need to work on getting flak armor at some point. But yeah, that's going to take a little bit. The spacecraft that has landed, we will go ahead and deconstruct that for the components. We do have a bunch of mining still left queued up on the map as well. So even though it says 677 steel, there is more on its way. Transport pod crash. Let's have a quick look at you. You are tough. You have decent construction and mining, decent plant skill. I will happily take you if you want to be a part of the colony. The question is, do I take you by force or do I rescue you in hopes that you will join? I think I kind of want to take you by force. You're bleeding out in 13 hours. I will go ahead and get one of our better people, Marchment or Layfield, who are both currently sleeping. That is unfortunate. Layfield's had more sleep, so Layfield, can you please go ahead and capture them? I know that will anger the faction, but I would very much... Okay, they got up. Are we still capturing? No. No, we are not. So we either have to attack them to down them again, or rescue them, which we also can't do. Dragon... Okay, I try to arrest. We can do that. It's reserved by Conway. Conway is you. Okay. Will not go quietly. If you arrest a non-colonist or colonist from another faction, the entire faction may become your enemy. I'm going to do it anyway. I really would quite like to have you. There we go. We only just got them. All right. They are now hostile. Let's have a look at... Yeah, they're like super hostile. That's not great. Eventually our things will get better, but it is what it is. We have another opportunity to get some people. There are 3 raids. Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. I think I'll take my free prisoner and call that good. We will get them converted before we go ahead and attempt to recruit them. Prisoner, convert. I will keep them in as a Hemogen farm just while we're doing our business on them. Dragon can now be undrafted. Layfield will come up and attend to Conway. And that may be our very next colonist. Very exciting. All right, here comes another raid. In terms of what they're using, it is all bows. We should be okay. They are attacking immediately, and we still have our traps up and running. They are impids. Let's have a look and see how this goes. Let's quickly just make sure everyone is inside our safe zone. Slow this down a little bit, and I have a feeling they will retreat before they even get to us. They absolutely do. These guys are both retreating. Unfortunately, oh, actually, no. Not everyone died. We have 3 options to choose from. Let's first quickly take a look at what impids are all about. They have fire spew, weak immunity, slow wound healing. They're very fast. They are generally unhappy. They're not great in the cold, but they are great in the heat, which is fantastic for where we are. fire resistance, weak melee damage, and the rest are poor plants and poor animals. Okay, let's have a look at your bios. Melee impid doesn't seem like a great idea, especially when they're combined with chemical fascination and pyromania. Let's have a look at you. You are a jogger, so you must be extremely fast. You have a little bit of skill in crafting. We could level that up over time. Everything else is a little bit weak though. And you are iron-willed and kind. You have art, shooting, melee. You wouldn't be a bad pawn to just have haul around things and then help us out with shooting. I am very tempted with you. I'm also a little bit tempted with the jogger who's good at crafting. Getting crafters early on is going to be a huge benefit for when we start actually producing a whole bunch of different stuff. Yeah, I am tempted. 3 hours and 5 hours. I think we can definitely go ahead and do that. Now, that is going to have to require us to throw down some sleeping spots. I'm going to throw them in the corners for right now because I would eventually like to have them get their own beds. But that will allow us to capture them. So it was you, I believe. Let me just quickly double check that that is the case. Artistic, shooting, and melee, yes. So you can be captured, and Layfield can go ahead and capture this one. Let me just quickly double check. Yeah, jogger. Absolutely perfect. Let's quickly make sure everyone is actually allowed to go out there. Allow all of their things and see if we can't get to these guys in time. It's going to be tight. Marchman's got 1. They're still bleeding out in 3 hours. You are bleeding out in 4. We might just make it. Maybe. It's quite a long way. Especially when there's no like shortcut down here. We potentially should build one of those at some point. We have 1 in being tended. You've got an hour left. You have 3. Layfield is on that, so we should be okay. And then we can go ahead and say Hemogen Farm convert. Hemogen Farm convert. And that is fantastic. We also have this enemy down up here, but we are just going to leave them for the moment. I don't believe they are worth our efforts. All right, fantastic. We also have our first beers being brewed. We should definitely not allow flannel in here though. That seems like a bad idea, so let's go ahead and clear our pet area. You cannot be in here, please. Do not stay in here at all. I do not want you drinking beer. As much as you may love it, it's not happening, my guy. Somehow I don't think polar bears would fare too well in this climate. We are going to sell off all of our junk to this trader though, which is going to be great. I'm tempted to even just sell them my pemmican. I don't think we really need it. Should I? Or should I actually buy some? No. Let's sell it. I don't particularly enjoy feeding our colonists pemmican, even though I know it doesn't spoil as fast and it's good for caravanning. I can't decide. I can't decide. Maybe, no, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell it. That'll get us 989 silver. Call that good. I don't really want to buy anything that you have, so that is absolutely okay. We've also converted Conway. Let's have a look. Is Conway one of the ones we wanted? You are plants, tough, construction. Yeah, we absolutely wanted you. So let's go ahead and start recruiting. For that, we will have to upgrade our bedroom just a little bit though. So I'm going to throw in another couple of walls down there. I'm going to make sure we get wall lamps on all of them. I want the barracks nice and bright. And then we can go ahead and add a couple more beds into this room, which should hopefully hold our new recruits. With these new recruits and all the prisoners that we currently have, this corn is no longer enough. So I think we should definitely go ahead and plant another zone of corn. That is going to be up here. You know, it is what it is, but I think it's definitely going to be more important having extra food than not enough. So let's get that started. It should be on a little bit of an offset from the other one as well. I will make sure that is preferred just like this zone is. And that should help us out in the long run as well. And this is bothering me that this doesn't cover all of that. So that is going to get extended as well. I was trying to figure out why there was no hay in this fridge. It's because I never assigned it. So let's actually assign the hay to be in that fridge. And now we can see nutrition stockpiled is a decent amount. At this point, we could probably wall this in a little bit closer, but they've got some other construction tasks that they are currently working on, and I don't want to take them away from that, so I'm just going to leave this as it is for the moment, and then once we've got nothing else to do, I will go ahead and do that. We do have the flu on 3 of our colonists, 2 of them prisoners, and of course Ruben has gotten sick as well, but they should be absolutely fine. Yeah, they're going to make that through with no problem whatsoever. Alright, we've run out of food. Ruben is malnourished. These are at 97%, so we should be able to make it through. We've also converted another one of our prisoners. Let's quickly check if this is one that we wanted. Yeah, this was the jogger. Let's go ahead and begin recruitment there as well. And yeah, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. I mean, we could always just slaughter a pig as well. Yeah, let's do that. Let's slaughter a pig, make sure that we have enough food for everything to work. I think that is Matthew that is on slaughtering, so let's get him doing that immediately. And then let's get Ruben to go ahead and... Okay, Matthew's going to butcher. Okay, fantastic. And then who is my cook? Is that Ruben? No, that is also Matthew. So Matthew, could you please go ahead and prioritize cooking, please? Alright, this room is now built. I do just want to draft Dragon real quick and bring them in so it turns the lights on. I'll undraft them, leave the game paused, and we can figure out how I actually want to design this room. So we'll come back in a little bit. I think something like that is going to work for now. I will throw down a second loudspeaker. But yeah, that should be good. We have 6 nil sheets. We have the small altar of animism here, the slate lectern, some ritual spots in the corners just in case we need them for something. And then I just built this separating wall so that this light ball could actually be in the middle there. So I'll let Dragon get to work on that and we'll come back from there. All right, we have our first infestation. They are going to be over here. I would like to deal with them as quickly as humanly possible, so I am going to draft everyone up. Does this give us cover? This gives us cover, yeah. So let's get everyone drafted. They are going to land in here. For right now, I'll get everyone as close as I can. Hopefully we can get there before they come out. If we can. Oh, that was so very close. Okay, let's fight them from here then instead. Let's get Dragon up the front. Let's get everyone in a nice line behind them, and we'll wait for the rest of these guys to come in. Are we even actually going to be able to do that? Actually, can we maybe door block this? Let's get everyone moved up a little bit further. Dragon, specifically, I would like you to go... you're going to be able to be attacked by multiple people here, but I think it's the best option. You need to move back a little. You need to move back a little. And we should be able to deal with this relatively quickly. We still have medic coming in. They're a little bit slow. That is what it is. We'll bring them in just behind there, just in case we need them. And yeah, oh, Dragon, please melee attack them. You two need to move back at that point. Perfect. Everyone's still shooting. They are down. Keep working on them. And I think this is the last one. Yep, that is officially everybody. Let's go ahead and clean up the one that is in shock. Perfect. Any second now, and I believe that is all of them. So let's get everyone in here and start taking down these hives. Perfect. All right, I will unforbid everything. Everyone can now be undrafted, and with that said, we are going to have some insect meat coming in. So I would like to come to my butcher table, and I would like to set up 2 more kibble things. I would like to have this kibble be at the very... well, yeah, this kibble at the very bottom. This one is going to be pure insect kibble. And that is going to be a clear all kibble... nope, that's the wrong word. Insect. And that is going to be insect meat or insect jelly for that. And then this one is going to be insect meat kibble. Call that good. And then we're going to turn off all meat except for insect meat. Perfect. Now, this can actually only hold 900 kibble at a time, so we should probably limit these a little bit. This is going to be do until we have X, do until we have X, and I'm going to limit that to 900. And do until we have X, details, limit that to 900. That way, if we have insects lying around, we can go ahead and use them. This is also getting a little bit fuller than I would like, mostly because of the hay. Now, I did turn off harvesting on this hay because they will eat it eventually. I will also just very quickly turn on no petty jobs. So unless like 20% of this or more is missing, they won't just randomly replant. With that being said, I think I would like to get another fridge in here facing that way, and this is going to be linked to that one, and that will just double the amount that we can actually store in there. We have 60 stockpiled at the moment. With the second fridge we should have 120, and I think that will be enough. Now, we never did actually set up the auto slaughter, so we should probably go ahead and do that. I would like 1 male adult. I would like 3 males total. I would like 2 female adults and 4 female total. You can slaughter them if they are pregnant, and that should be fantastic. We will go ahead and slaughter some of our male adults as well as our younger pigs, but that should be okay. The adults will be slaughtered first. That'll get us some extra meat, and our kibble production should come online from there. Nans has also been converted, so let's just quickly double check if they are someone we want. I believe they are iron-willed and kind, decent shooting, a little bit of other stuff that we can potentially use, but mostly they're going to be hauling, so we will go ahead and say, please go ahead and recruit them as well, and that should be fantastic. Alright, Conway has been recruited. Let's jump into their bio real quick. I'll spin my wheel, and we will go ahead and rename them to Ilarias Echo. That is going to be Ilarias as a nickname. Welcome to the clan. Thank you for supporting the channel. As always, if you would like to join the clan, go ahead and join as a Golden Panda member or above. Now, you are going to be doing some plant work. You're also probably going to be doing some construction and some mining. Otherwise, not a whole lot else. Let's jump into the work tab and see what this is going to look like. Alright, so predominantly you're going to be harvesting, growing, and plant cutting. Then you'll do some hauling jobs. Then you'll do construction jobs. Then you will cut stone, and then you will do research. I think that is going to be absolutely perfect. Ilarias, do you have anything that would require you to have a different schedule? You do not, so let's go ahead and copy that over. In terms of what you are wearing, it looks like you've already equipped yourself quite nicely, but we do need to go ahead and get you a weapon. For right now, you can hold on to a pump shotgun, and never mind, that is bio-coded. We may need to build you something in the meantime, so we can do that. In terms of what I would like you to have, something that doesn't require us giving you too many components, probably. So that is probably going to be, honestly, you can have a revolver, and I'm going to call that good. I'm just going to queue up the 1. I think that'll be absolutely okay. And we can also go ahead and change medics priorities here so that you're now priority 5 doing cut stone. I just sped that up so that we could get this room up and running a little bit quicker. In terms of this room, we can do a conversion ritual in 3 days, so I'm going to try my very best to keep that in mind. But yeah, we have more clan members coming in through the ranks. Fantastic. We have created our very first Masterwork Devil Strand Duster. Let's see who is lucky enough to have that. That is going to be Dragon, which makes the most sense because they are our melee pawn. In terms of the stats on that, let's quickly take a look because I am curious. That is going to provide you with 60% sharp armor penetration damage reduction thing, 15% blunt, 130% heat, 18 degrees insulated from the cold, and 30 degrees insulated from the heat. Absolutely amazing. You are now comfortable in temperatures ranging from -13 to 60. And if we jump into your health tab, we can also see how your armor is doing. So you have 79% on your head, 100% on your chin, I guess, 100% there, 75%, 75%, 82%, 0 on the hands and feet. But honestly, not too bad. Dragon should be much more protected than they used to be, which is absolutely amazing. All right, that was a lot of notifications all at once. We have new lovers, which is very exciting. Layfield and Dragon. Is Layfield not in a relationship with someone else? I could have swore they were. Who was that? Oh, that was Marchment and Matthew. Okay, Ilarias also should not be in this bed. Let's go ahead and set you over there. And new lovers are Layfield and Dragon, so we will go ahead and reassign you guys down here. Unfortunately, Layfield cannot sleep with Dragon yet because their ideology forbids it. But Layfield should, in theory, be converted very, very soon. This is about to happen. I will keep an eye on this. Ability on cooldown, it will be ready in 1.7 days. We also had a mad dromedary, which I completely ignored. Layfield is getting beaten to a pulp over here. Who do we have around that can potentially help? Let's get Matthew drafted to come over here. Let's get Marchment drafted to come over here. Layfield, can you run back this way, please? Draft and run away. You are... Okay, now you need rescuing. That's not ideal. Where is Dragon when you need them? Let's get Dragon out here to go ahead and hopefully melee block on this a little bit. Matthew, come back inside for the moment. I don't want this to turn out badly. Dragon, where are you going? Let's go up this way instead. Then we can get Matthew. Well, Marchment can probably go ahead and undraft and rescue Layfield. That's probably a decent idea. Let's get that going. You are going up there for some reason? Okay. Do we think Dragon can take on? Probably not. Let's get everyone drafted. I'm scared. Dragon, come back a little bit. Bring them in. And now start attacking. You three, stay right where you are. And start shooting. Perfect. There we go. And they are down. That was a little bit terrifying because I completely forgot that we even had that notification. Yeah, that's my bad. Layfield should be okay. They just have 10 conditions that need tending. They'll get tended to nice and quickly here. And on that note, we get a brand new recruit. Now, you are going to be a crafter in the long run. I will assign you to crafting, even though you're not very good at it yet. You will be in the long run. So let's go ahead and spin my wheel once again and see who this is going to be. This is going to be Nannon 10. Welcome to the clan. Your nickname is going to be Nannon. Getting a lot of new recruits this episode. Let's go ahead and figure out their schedule and their working, and we'll come back from there. Alright, pretty simple. They are going to craft, smith, and tailor, and then they will cut stone. In terms of their schedule, that is also going to be very simple. They are just going to get the exact same schedule as everyone else, and we can call that good. We will go ahead and assign you your very own bed. Perfect. All right, how many are we up to now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colonists. We do need some more guns. Nannon does not have one. Do we have any available? We just have that revolver. I will wait for Nannon to put clothes on. No, I won't. I will queue up another revolver to be made, though, so that everyone can officially be equipped with a weapon. And we have a prison break. Of course we do. Why wouldn't we? Dragon, come on. Come up here. Nannon doesn't have... Oh, yeah, you do. Let's just... I think Dragon can take care of this by themselves. But we'll see. Dragon is going to start attacking you. They should go down relatively quickly. And then we'll start attacking Owl. They should go down relatively quickly. Hopefully. Any second now. Come on, Dragon. You can do this. You have so much armor. There we go. And now Dragon can be undrafted. Go ahead, and that one is reserved already. Capture them. Perfect. Another prison break dealt with. And we have our very first Mechanoid cluster. They are landing actually really close by. Okay. This doesn't look too scary. We have a toxic spewer. That's okay. We have a mech shield. So that's unfortunate. We can't attack from a distance. We have inferno turrets that have a crazy amount of range. But we do have a little bit of cover here. Yeah, that's a little bit terrifying. That is a little bit terrifying. We don't have any smoke. We don't have anything like that. We could potentially get someone on the mortar using smoke grenades on all of this. That might be not a bad idea. That activates in 6.7 days. Can we make smoke ammo? That would be down here, I believe. Yeah, smoke shell is just steel. So let's say do until we have 20. Do until we have 20. I'm going to put that right at the top just to make sure that that happens. In terms of allowing anyone, I didn't see a proximity sensor. So we should be okay there. Oh, we can't shoot in because of that shield, right? That shield means that we can't actually shoot into here. Let me just quickly find it again. High shield. So it block mortar rounds. Yeah. Okay, so cancel those because that is not necessary anymore. Is there anything we can do in here? We can make gas masks, frag grenades, Molotov grenades. We can make a smoke launcher. That might be worthwhile. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to say, medic, can you please prioritize doing that? Haygrass died because of poison? What do you mean? Has this started already? Oh my goodness. Okay, we need to deal with that as soon as we possibly can because that is not good. We also don't have any gas masks available, I don't think. Yeah, no, we don't. We could potentially make some, but I don't really want to do that. So let's just let this run for a second while we make this smoke launcher. That should, in theory, make this a hell of a lot easier to deal with. And go from there. Alright. Smoke launcher is done. Layfield, try to convert Ruben. Oh, that's fine. That is absolutely okay. Hillroot is dying. Let's go ahead and give someone that smoke launcher. Unfortunately, it's not a particularly good one. Let's give that to Ruben, I guess. Oh, Ruben is currently having a mental break. I'll wait for that to be over, and then we'll deal with this whole situation. You have initial toxic buildup. I think we'll be okay, though. Ruben, can you just get over what you're currently doing? Please. We also have heat stroke on Ilarias. Ah, it's rough. It's rough. Ruben, come on. Stop picking out, please. Please? Any day now. There we go. You're officially fine. You are going to please equip Stead Smoke Launcher. Any day. There you go. And let's get everyone drafted and try and deal with this situation that we've currently got going on over here. I'm going to bring everyone back just a little bit. And I would like Ruben to come up to the front, please. And hopefully this turns out in our favor. Ruben is going to come out. I am going to get you to shoot there. Hopefully you don't miss. Alright, that should be a good start. Let's get everyone down here. Let's get these guys spread out a little bit, actually. Yeah, let's shoot another round in there. I don't know how long this smoke lasts. But let's just try and spread everyone out a little bit. Ruben should be taking another shot here in a second. They will start shooting at us. But at least all of them aren't. And then I would like everyone except for you to please start targeting that. Dragon, you come back. I don't want you doing that. Alright, we are still shooting smoke, which is good. We just need to get this one down before anything terrible happens. Alright, that one is dead. Let's get everyone to start shooting at you next. Layfield, you can please join the crew. Alright, I think we're doing okay. I think we are doing okay. Alright, everything blew up. I guess one of those unstable power cells blew up. That is fantastic. Now we just need to worry about this toxic spewer. Which should be relatively straightforward. Let's get everyone in somewhat close and start shooting at that. And it's gone. Alright, the poison should slowly dissipate, I believe. That was honestly a little bit terrifying. In terms of damage, you're not in immediate danger. You are not in immediate danger. You are bleeding out in 16 hours. I can absolutely deal with that. Let's get everyone undrafted. That is going to give us a couple of components, which is always nice. A little bit of steel and a little bit of plasteel as well. All right, our first mech cluster has been dealt with. Everything is dying of poison. Hopefully it goes away relatively soon, because I want all my crops back, please. I'll let everyone get healed up and we'll come back from there. Everyone just had a little party to celebrate, and to celebrate even further, I'm going to begin a ritual with Dragon on Layfield. Now, that is going to be 65% quality. It's better than it was. Hopefully this one isn't terrible, but we do finally get to use our new room. And please tell me it was good. Masterful conversion. Is that going to tell me? Okay, it's not going to tell me what the actual percentage was, but you have been converted. Absolutely fantastic. Everyone also gets +6 mood. Fantastic. Dragon, I would now like you to keep converting on Medic so that we can get them converted. They're currently at 100% certainty on their ideology, but that is fantastic. Layfield took absolutely forever to recruit. And the reason I was so hellbent on recruiting Layfield is because I would actually like them to be my leader, which is kind of funny. But that all being said, Mech Cluster dealt with. We have officially converted Layfield. This is where I am going to end the episode. If you guys are enjoying this series, please do go ahead and make sure to leave a like and a comment on the video for the sake of engagement. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. If you would like to be a part of the clan, go ahead and join as a Golden Panda member or above. If you would just like early access to all of the videos, go ahead and join as a member of any level. But until next time, happy building, happy surviving. Bye, guys.